We are live. We're live. We're live, Stefanie.
Yay, we did it.
Okay, let me do the formal thing. All right.
Okay.
So people know why they are tuning in.
Oh my.
I am Laurie Grossman with Hold the Light Collective, and I am here with Stefanie Mullen. She is the creator of the Savoring and the Savoring Dispatch, which we are going to talk about the dispatch. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come on here and have a conversation with Stefanie. But also, and this is something that she and I have been in conversation around, is what's underneath this? What is underneath this pivot that she's made? So, the choice to slow down, the pivots we make in midlife, the permission that we give ourselves to reinvention, and why authenticity matters so much at this point for women like us in our midlife. So, Hey, girl.
Hey, friend.
Hi.
You having me on. Pushing me outside of my comfort zones and all.
Yeah. This is part of the midlife pivot. This is part of the reinvention, doing things that push us out of our comfort zone a little bit.
There's also a little bit of just not caring quite as much, right? Like, oh, I don't really care what I look like. I got my glasses on. Like, it's just part of midlife. You just care a little bit less about what people think.
It's so true. And I was talking to a friend about this, and I even talked to my children about this, because what you just said gets to the authenticity factor. And I've been thinking, it's been coming up a lot in so many conversations. And what's behind that? So it's not just like, I'm true to myself. The authenticity topic is so important because as I was talking to a friend, I was saying, listen, we are always going to be judged. And I was just writing about this today because there was one point where I said to my kids, no one's even thinking about you. Don't worry about it. And they were like, they are thinking about me and I'm thinking about them.
Exactly true.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? It's true. Because you know how some people are like, in my 20s, I cared what everyone thought about me. In my 30s, I didn't care. And in my 40s, I realized no one was thinking about me, or whatever the age is. And I was like, you know what? People are thinking about us. And
I think social media has really changed the landscape on that too, right? And I also think, I was thinking about this today, oddly, which, obviously we were just diving into conversation here, but I was thinking today, I think part of the problem is we all judge each other, right? Like today I had a thought about somebody that wasn't all that lovely. And I thought to myself, well, what a judgy ass. Like, no wonder I think everyone's judging me all the time. Look how you're responding to somebody else. And it was brief, and I'm not a mean person, but it is like we're programmed to judge. And I think the judgment comes from how we judge ourselves personally, right? Like if I see something that I'm judging in someone else, most often I'm judging it in myself first and then projecting my own crap onto that stranger.
That's right.
So,
and with wisdom,
something we learn, maybe that's it, right? As we age, we start to figure that kind of stuff out. And so then we judge the others around us less harshly, less often, and then begin to accept ourselves differently and then not care so much. Once you realize it's not them, it's you, or it's not you, it's them, whichever way you're coming about it, then maybe you just judge a little less of yourself and you don't care as much.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like with the wisdom of perhaps getting a little bit older too, what I find myself doing or encouraging myself doing is really taking a look at, it's a mirror to myself. So when I'm judging someone, I'm like, all right, what is this really about for me? Is it about envy, or is it a part of myself that I'm like, shoot, that's a part of me that I've buried, but they're just out there putting it out there and I'm judging it. But one thing I want to say about that I was thinking, and I said this to someone, I was like, here's the dealio. You 100% are going to be judged. You are being judged right this very instant. I am too. You are as well, Stefanie. Lisa Pope in our comments just said you both look beautiful. Thank you for that judgment.
She's not judging us.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, but we like that one.
Right.
But I was like, 100%. We are going to be judged. We are never going to please everybody. And when we try to do that, it is a losing battle. And so could we find freedom in that? Just being like, okay, I'm going to be judged. So how about I just live the way I want to live,
Yes.
what feels
Yes.
good, and
Yeah.
then go about my own business.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
that is the freedom. And not to like bring the party down, but as you know, I had cancer. I was diagnosed in 2023, and my physical appearance dramatically changed after that for obvious reasons. And I lost 45 pounds. I lost my hair, of course, and I had to reinvent what I thought was important. And it's not to say that you never worry about your looks again once you go through something like that, because that would be lovely if I could say, you know what, now I just don't care at all. But that's not the truth. But the truth is, you do get stripped down. And when you get stripped down, you have to find your value somewhere else. And once you do that, you don't go back to being always concerned. I mean, I've been in the influencer space for 2 decades. Literally before Twitter existed, I had a blog and was, doing this stuff. And I just finished the book yesteryear, and it brought back so much. Like, the lighting had to be perfect, and the hair had to be perfect, and the makeup had to be perfect. And now, I mean, I did video this morning and yesterday. I didn't even check in the mirror. I just did the video. I mean, I am. Like, this is just who I am now. I could never have done that. And I think there is such a strength in that, as opposed to, I used to find it a weakness. Oh, she's not, well, she should put more, her lighting sucks. Her face should be put better together, whatever that looks like. And I do think there is so much freedom in what you just said, and just exhaling it all. It's just so not important. And when you have to look at what is important in life, what ranks high is not your physicality, your health, but not your physical appearance. And it allows you to have a different perspective and just be like, whatever. I mean, I am what I am. That's all I can ever be, right? It's bathing
Yep.
suit season.
Yeah. Let's go.
That brings it
Yes.
up. But
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this, because you mentioned how you were an influencer. You've had a
Mhm.
background in interior design. You have such an eye for beauty,
Oh, thank you.
which, of course, we will talk about the Savoring Dispatch, because that is being brought over into this new project that you're doing.
Mhm.
But what you just talked about, like, you had your blog, you had your interior design, you were an influencer, and then you went through this very huge life altering experience of having cancer. And
Mhm.
so what dismantled for you since then that has now led you into pivoting and landing where you are right now?
Gosh, I mean, wow, what a complicated question. But most significantly was how I appreciated life. And we all talk about gratitude, but this is a little bit different, because it's one thing to have gratitude, but it's really tricky to truly appreciate the value of your life. And then when you hit a point where someone says you might not have it anymore, you see everything differently. Like,
Mm.
the birds sound different, the tree blows differently, and it's only because you pay attention. And the most significant thing for me was, I was a hustle girl. I was, my self-worth was in being busy, like, go, 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 go. My kids, my business, my husband, parties, entertaining, being busy literally gave me value. And
Mm.
when I had leukemia, and leukemia isn't like other cancers in that you get it and then you go home and you come and go for treatments. Leukemia is, you have leukemia, you need to go straight to the hospital, and you're going to be there for weeks at a time. And so I went from a life at 150 miles per hour to zero. And I went from having to never ask for help, because that was weakness, to I had to have all the help. I mean, all the help. And it taught me so many things, but the most significant, I would I would say, is that it taught me to slow the hell down. Just
Mm.
stop it. Slow down and take the time unapologetically for yourself to experience life. And that's something you and I talk about all the time. And something you pointed out early when I was after, going through what I went through and trying to really figure out what I wanted to do with all this newfound wisdom, knowledge, whatever you would call it. And it was cancer gave me permission to say, F it all. And I'm going to take care of me. My kids are going to be fine because I'm going to take care of them. But I am literally that cliche, put your mask on before everybody else is. I unapologetically do whatever the hell I want now. I mean, I truly do. No one suffers for it, which is astounding because I always thought everything would fall apart if I didn't do for everyone, be there for everyone. It didn't happen. It turns out that was just my egomaniac self. But I mean, I take my trips across country all by myself in my car. I drove cross country and back. I do a quarterly drive trip all by myself. And I just wrote about this. I used to want to do them and I would never go, but I would say to my husband and my family, I'm going to go on a girls trip. But there was something about just permission for me to go do something for me. It was selfish instead of, oh, well, I have to do it because my girlfriends are going. There was something different in the nuance of it. And so choosing self and slowing down enough to give myself that time is exactly what I've learned in the last 2.5 years. And it is such a beautiful feeling because it used to feel so selfish. And now it's exactly what every woman should be taught. Every single woman. And we do the opposite. We teach women self-worth is in giving to everybody else until you're exhausted and you end up in the hospital with a diagnosis, right? Not everyone, obviously, thank God. And instead, if we could teach our girls to just care for themselves so differently, to slow down, it's not selfish. Men do it beautifully. They're professional at it. And it's not selfish for them to do it either. I have no judgment for men to do it. Slowing down, choosing self, and just taking care of yourself in a completely different way it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous way to live your life. And we should have all been doing it from the beginning.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's like an exhale it feels like an exhale when you talk like this. And yeah, you and I were talking a while ago where I was like, wow, Stefanie's going on a road trip by herself. Well, with your dog Otis. Come on.
Yeah, my guard dog Otis.
Yes, your little cute dog Otis. And I do remember thinking to myself, like, it was such like a baller move. And I was just like, wow. Yeah, because what you said, yes, we can be like, I'm going to go on a girls trip or I'm going to go visit my mother, but to say like, hey, family, I'm going to go on a trip by myself. And then also across country. What, are you safe? Is this okay? What's going on? I'm sure other people. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I wish I had recorded every response. When I would say I'm going on a cross-country road trip, by yourself, alone, aren't you scared? What if something happens?
Yes.
I mean, that could happen on the way to the grocery store.
I know, it's so true.
So crazy.
Yeah. But as you're saying this, I was going to say, I kind of forgot that I actually took a solo trip in the year after I got married. I took off for a month to San Miguel de Allende in Mexico, and I lived there for a month by myself.
Okay. Did people act like you lost your mind?
People thought my husband and I were having trouble.
Of course.
And we we're going to get a divorce. Yeah. And, oh, that's so nice that he allowed you to go.
Oh, I know. Wasn't that nice that he gave you the permission?
Yes, he gave me the permission.
Did he let you have a credit card too?
Yeah. Oh my God. This was back in the day too, before cell phones, where I'd like, if I called him,
that's a baller move in Mexico without a cell phone by yourself for a month. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But also different though than when we are older and we do have families and we have responsibilities. I mean, I was like, 30 or something like that. But so hearing you are really embracing, and it's so beautiful. And this is how this is like the savoring, is this slowness. and
Yeah.
giving yourself permission. And like,
Yeah.
and when I talk to you, Stephanie, what I really hear and see is you tapping into what brings you joy and what lights you up. But here's what else I love, because you and I, we met through social media. We met through
Mhm.
Instagram.
Yes,
You
because I
were
reached out
doing
to you because I'd
that's
heard
right.
your interview with Nate Berkus, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. Back
Yeah,
in
and
my
we had a
editorial.
commonality, and so I
Yeah.
reached out to you, which I had never done, but the commonality was strong, and so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
That's so amazing. Yeah. I mean, that was like at least 3 years ago, because I haven't been at that job since then. And so we've
Yeah.
watched each other go through a few different things, and we're trying things. We come
Mhm.
together sometimes to talk. Hey, what are you working on? What are you doing? And
Yeah.
you've tried a few different things,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they perhaps didn't quite, maybe you thought you wanted to do it, but then it didn't quite feel right
Sure. They
until you,
failed. I mean, let's just say it exactly as it is. Either I got into it and despised what I created, or it just didn't work. And
yeah.
I have done that my whole life. And for some reason, I have just been able, I'm okay with failure. I mean, it just is
Mhm.
part of getting to wherever you're going. I mean, I I had, I don't know, 6 different iterations, maybe that's an exaggeration, probably 4 different iterations of what I was gonna do over the last couple of years. I wanted to create a social group online that was specific just for women, and I created it, and I was super excited about it. I talked about it in advance. I invited everybody there, and I got in the middle of it, and I was like, I hate what I just created. It was awful. It was essentially just a social place. Like, I don't, people don't even comment anymore. We just want to scroll, let's be honest.
Mm,
And
mhm.
I just didn't love it. And there were a couple other things that I've done in the last couple of years. Um, and those, I mean, I use the word failure glibly because, like, it's never a failure. It's just, it doesn't work. And then you just move on to the next thing because if you, if you don't do that, I mean, I say I finally found my passion at 55, and it's fantastic. And
Yeah.
it's taken me 2 decades in this space to figure out what I want to do. And oddly, what I wanted to do was get out of this space
Yeah.
a little bit, right? It's a little, I'm in the space while being out of it. But I failed over and over, and I succeeded too. I mean, and I just decided
Mhm.
once I'd succeeded with something, I don't really love this, and I'm going to give myself permission to try again. Because if I'm going to try and I'm going to work hard, if I'm creating my own business, right? It's different when you go to work, but if you're creating your own business, you better love it because it's not. It is 8 to
Mm.
5. It is all
Yes.
night. I wake up at 2 a.m. writing things down, right? Like it, well, I wake up at 2 a.m. because I'm 55, but also writing things down.
Yeah.
But I think that you have to give yourself permission to pivot and constantly, if need be. I mean, I have so many friends that the ones who are entrepreneurs have gone through many iterations of what they thought they wanted to be when they grew up. And the
Mm.
ones that truly succeed are always the ones that fail along the way, but are okay failing. And you
That's
have to
right.
be. When
Yes.
I was just thinking today as I was stuffing all my envelopes, and I was thinking about, like, when I started the dispatch, a couple of my friends, more than one, many, said, okay, but you have to give it time. You have to give it time before you give up. And I was like, oh, well, now I know what they talk about my back.
Now you know how you're being judged.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Back to the beginning. And that's
Yeah.
okay because
It is.
what they see is I gave up on it because I thought it wasn't succeeding, right? I didn't love it. And so I
Yeah.
was okay just walking away and going until I found it. And I found something that if it never grows more than what it currently is, I don't care. I'll do it
Yeah.
exactly like this every day for the rest of whatever life I'm given, right? Because I finally found what I love to do. And I could never have done that without failures, without changing, without trying new things forever.
Yeah.
And in your 50s, when the kids go, it's a really good time to give yourself permission to try all those things that you've been wanting to try for decades.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Well, I love it. I just love that spirit of, I mean, permission, giving yourself permission seems to be the through line here.
Mhm.
And then for me also tying back that authenticity thing, like, yes, you started this community for women, and then at one point you were like, actually, I thought I was going to like it, but it's not lighting me up. And so,
Mhm.
so you made a pivot. And
Mhm.
I just love that you try things
Yeah.
instead of waiting for it to be perfect or waiting, like you're like, let me try this. Will
Yeah.
this stick? And it just for me, it's just like, it's just information that you're giving yourself or we give
Yeah.
ourselves.
You
And
learn.
yeah, we learn. So let's now get into what you're doing right now, the Savoring Dispatch. Exactly what is it?
So it is an analog life, right? That was my husband and I have been talking about this a lot because he's my dearest, dearest friend. And he's kind of my business bounce. Like we go through it a lot. And I just kept talking about like AI and all the stuff that's getting, and I kept creating these online things. And ultimately I just thought, I don't want, I'm so tired of being online. All the things I started with the, what I'd been through and how outside is so lovely. And just, shoving your face in a screen where you're constantly judging, right? So I just kept saying, I want to do something that just feels different. Like, what could we do that is the opposite of this? And because my husband's a builder and I've been a designer. And so we have created business together over the years and we flip homes together, and that's wonderful. But I did not love the design business because the clientele is tricky to be. It's tricky. It's just tricky. um, and I was on one of my road trips, and my husband had joined me for a little bit, and we were talking about, well, maybe I'll do like a design guide so women can design their homes. If they can't afford to hire a designer, they can use this guide. And we had talked about it for years, and for years I hadn't really wanted to do it, but I couldn't come up with anything better. And he was in town, and he loved that idea because it brought us back to working a little bit together. And so he flew out, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And I sat down in a coffee shop, and I opened my computer, and I thought it's going to be easier now because I have AI, and AI can help me with kind of some of the stuff that was stressing me out. I opened the computer. It was like the most beautiful rainy day to sit in a coffee shop, open my computer, and I could feel my heart start racing. My face got red. I felt like tight chested, and I was like, what is that? Like, that's weird. And I just would started typing. And in the years past, I would have just powered through that miserable feeling and just done it. And I sat there and I was like, hold on. I closed my computer and I literally said in my mind, not out loud in the coffee shop, thankfully, what is going on? And I mean, like a voice from the heavens, like, I don't want to do this. This is not what I want to do. I'm not going to, I'm not going to do it. I closed my computer. I got in my car. Otis and I went and checked into the hotel. The rain stopped. I went for a walk, and I just let it go. I just was like, it's not what I meant to do. I got in the car the next day, and I'm listening to one of my favorite podcasts, and they are talking about this new fad that's taking over called snail mail clubs. And I was like, what is a snail mail club? So I listen, and it's snail mail. So it's basically, I sit in my living room, in my dining room, or in my office, and I create different pieces that I love. Like for Mother's Day, for May, it was like a Mother's Day card that had prompts on, how to write in your Mother's Day card instead of Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Like, tell her an experience, or it was gardening tips, or it's one of my handwritten recipes, or a handwritten letter every month. And so essentially I created a love note that I send out to now 120 plus women on a monthly basis and growing. That's just full of things that I've curated from 20 years of living, from design, from gardening, from cooking, from um, any and everything. There's journal prompts in it. There's a letter from me that's, typically about my experience or something that I've gone through that I hope will be shared and create permission for other women to take road trips or to take time for themselves, just to take a book and go read in a coffee shop by themselves or whatever that looks like. And I almost every single day will be working on my dispatch in some capacity, whether it's creating the cards or handwriting the envelopes or whatever it is. And I'll think to myself, oh God, I got to finish this and get back to work. And then I remember, this is my my work.
Mm.
And it's so spectacular. And I've been able to do it because I failed for all those years and just kept picking myself up and starting over and trying something new.
Yeah, it's so good. And it's so beautiful again because your eye for beauty and design, it's your design expertise comes into this. And I love the analog factor of it. I
Oh,
love
it's so nice.
it's so nice because I don't know about you or anybody listening, but what I get in my mail are bills or junk.
Bills.
Yeah, just junk.
Or just junk. And
Yeah,
even a
just junk.
magazine, right? It's just full of ads, like just
Mhm,
add
mhm.
something that might be of value. But this is every piece is curated to bring
Yeah,
you joy and to slow you down and to give you time to choose yourself. That's what
yeah.
it makes it so special is the creating of it. As I sit there, I think about what you will feel when you're holding it, what you will feel
Mm.
when you're looking at it, reading it, when you're doing the journal prompts or whatever it is. And that's what makes it so special to me. And I hope that comes through in everybody's envelopes when we get them each month.
Yeah, it definitely does, and, just your intention behind it is so beautiful,
Thank you.
and the fact that you have 120 plus women already, you just started
I did. That was,
this
yeah,
month.
we're less than a month in. Yeah, yeah. Just,
Yeah,
yeah,
so, it's so that is amazing that because it's connecting with people, and
yeah.
so people can sign up could they just get it I know you can sign up for a year and get it, like, every single month. People can
Uh-huh.
also gift it. You can gift it to someone.
You can gift it.
And then can some people do sort of like piecemeal? Like if someone's like, "I wanna get it in June, I wanna get it in September," or is it a year thing?
No, you can just sign you can cancel
Oh,
anytime. So you don't have to
okay.
get a bulk year. You can get it for 3 months, you can gift it to yourself. One of my most favorite things this month is when you gift it, then you put like a little message in and then, you put in the mailing address in for who you're gonna send it to. And like 3 different women, I reached out and said, I think you messed up. You put the mailing address." I learned after the first 2, but and they were like, "Oh, no, I gifted it to myself." And I was like,
Mm.
"That is exactly what I wanna do," right? Like, that's why I do it because and they would a couple of them wrote themselves notes even to gift it to themselves from me to me. Like, I
Mm.
just loved it. So, you can do it for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or you can just do, you can sign up and it's $12 a month.
Yeah.
And, sorry, it's $12 a month, and then you can cancel anytime if you hate it, like and you might because, it's not for everyone, nor am I. But, I doubt you will.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And when you started all of this, we just have a couple minutes, to go here. Did you or do you have a mission? Do you have a greater mission behind this?
Mm.
Or even how you're showing up in your life at this midpoint?
Do I have a mission? I mean, my mission is just really what I've talked about, right? My mission is to help women choose themselves more, to slow down, to take the time to sit quietly. I had my first husband, not my first husband, but a husband who purchased the Dispatch and yesterday, and I was the first man who'd purchased one, and his gift was, "I hope you use this to slow down more often. You deserve it." That was his message to his wife, right? Puddles.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it, right? Like we all need to just slow down, take the
Mm,
time to choose ourselves, even if it's just walking outside and standing for 5 minutes, just escaping the chaos. And that is the mission of the Dispatch is old school. It takes its time to get to you. It's got 8 pieces in it each month, so you can take your time to get through it. You can sit with a tea or a wine or whatever you wanna sit with and just exhale with it. Make a recipe. There's a playlist every month. Like, take a road trip, do whatever, but it's just to encourage women to just slow down, appreciate life more, take time for yourself unapologetically because you've earned it and you deserved it just by being born. You don't even have to earn time alone.
mhm.
And just to give yourself permission to just choose yourself. I mean, that was the motivation.
Beautiful, beautiful mission, Stephanie.
Thank
And
you.
then where can people find it?
StefaniMullen.com, and that's Stephanie with an F, which is always tricky. STEFANIE Mullen.com.
Right on. You can find the Savoring Dispatch. Go,
Thanks for
everyone.
having me today.
This
What
was
a treat.
fun.
Can we do this every day? This is fun.
I know this is fun. Well, we always like when we just have our chats. So doing it here, and we have some
We'll just
friends
do
who
them
have
here
joined.
every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I adore you, Stefanie, and I admire you, and I really love witnessing you and how you're moving through your life, and you are intentional, and the permission factor for me to see that is and to witness that, it's beautiful and it's helpful. So
Thank
um
you.
I'm just, I'm a fan, girl.
I'm a fan of yours.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for everyone who's listening now or who will be listening in the future. And go
Yeah.
see Stefanie, StefanieMullen.com. And Melanie Ham said she really enjoyed listening to us both. Thank you,
Melanie. Hello.
Melanie. Um, we will just see you around. We'll see you around the Substack neighborhoods and beyond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
See
friend.
you
Thanks for
later.
having me.
Thank you. See you later.